Hi, this is not my plan. It was posted by someone at Home Talk. It's of a RV park. And then this other file is a layout file that she sent. Uh, you can tell by measuring that the printing area is set up for 11 by 17. But the CAD is for the default size sheet, which is I think 18 by 24. So the first thing I'm going to do is resize this. And the bad thing is in Home Designer Pro, I can't block this. And I can't really use Transform Replicate to downsize it. I've never successfully been able to do that. So I'm going to drag this CAD two-dimensional stuff away from this because this is a selectable object here, this actually white thing. So that's the reason I want to do that, so I'm not working on top of it. See, in Premiere, I can block this and then just downsize it by grabbing a corner handle. But in Home Designer Pro, you can't do that. I don't think using resize with a negative value is going to work. I tried it before and never been successful. Let's say it needs to go down about 30%, so I'm going to make it 30. Yeah, didn't resize. So that didn't work. Let's see. Can I? No. So I can't use Transform Replicate, and I can't block it and then reduce the size of the block. So pretty much you're going to have to do this 2D CAD stuff over. It's kind of, well, that's a drag, but it's just kind of the way it is. I mean, these are just polylines that there. I'm just going to delete those. And we don't really need all of these boxes. So I'm just going to grab this series of boxes. I'm going to carefully yeah, I think I got everything. We'll drag that over here. Use the control key to get override that angle snap thing. Okay, there's the sheet part. I'll grab the scale and date part. Taking a while to line my cursor up, so I'm only selecting exactly what I want to select. I'm going to hit the control key, left click, and drag. Now I want these to line up, so I'm going to use point-to-point move to grab this right here and put it right there. So, and of course you'd want the this is just a polyline. I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to grab these boxes and control key, drag. See, those are just two empty boxes. I'm just going to delete those. Now, excuse me, these three boxes are a little bit too large for this, but I'm just going to marquee select. Marquee select, by the way, is just press the shift key and left click drag, and that creates this marquee around excuse me, the periphery. Now I'm going to use point to point move to move this group over here. We'll just have to make some of these boxes smaller. I think this is redundant here. I mean, maybe I don't know. There's not room for it, so I'm going to get rid of it. Excuse me. I'm going to take this and just arrow key it up and then carefully drag it so it doesn't snap offline. Okay, that's good enough. I'm just going to make this little box a little bit larger. and we'll move that text up. That's all. This isn't the point. This is just I'm lining this up to the new print sheet size. And then if you wanted to, you could then go over here with a polyline tool and draw this other stuff in. It's, you know, whatever you think's right. Make that little space there and a little space over here. And you can make it as fancy or as simple as you like. Okay, now this layout sheet is now ready. I hit Control Tab and to go back to plan view. Now, figuring out the scale on this is not really very straightforward. I'm going to send it file. Well, let me first of all, we'll fill the screen here. That's better. Now I'm going to send this to layout. I'm going to guess the scale. Well, okay, she had a preset in this file, so we'll go with 1 inch equals 100 feet. That's probably about right. And I want to send the current screen, not every possible thing that the software might think that is part of the plan. We'll just send it. It says too large to fit. Well, let's see. Software often says that without being true. Okay, it's a little bit of a tight fit, but that's okay. It fits. So I'm going to open this up and get rid of this label. First floor, we don't need that. So I'm going to suppress the label. And we'll pull in the edges just for neatness sake. I mean, there's no reason for that to hang over the sides like that. It's not real significant, but look, everything else fits pretty well. Now this north pointer, of course, is crowding the printable area, so I'm going to go back to plan and just move the north pointer to a more convenient location. I'm going to use the control key, left click, drag, and put it over here. And then go back to layout. It should have made that change. Yeah, it did. And then we'll grab the top. Well, it's inside the blue printable area, so I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, now I'm going to fill the page using this icon here. There's so many CAD lines in this is the reason this is kind of slow. So the next thing is I'm going to go over to File, Print, Drawing Sheet Setup. I'm very conservative and I never trust software and I don't trust myself. I'm going to left click on that and on the dialog see what it says. Okay, I verified earlier in this session that it's 11 by 17, so that's correct. And the landscape orientation is correct. You should never assume these are all correct. You need to squarely look at them and make sure that they're exactly as you intend for them to have, okay? Now these other settings are pretty straightforward and I'm not going to go over them. I don't see the point because we're not talking about line weights and things like that. We're just talking about getting something to print properly. Now I'm going to go to File, Print. I always do this first and then Print. I'll left click on Print. Now again, I'm not just going to click Save as PDF or print or anything like that. I'm going to look at the results here. Number one, I can see right here the size is wrong. It'll take a long time to process. But eventually, it'll show up here on the right-hand pane. But it's going to look stupid because this isn't set properly for what this is set up for. We're printing 11 by 17, not 12 by 18. So that's the next thing I had to fix. The landscape is correct. The paper size, and that's in this, when it says size here, it means since we're printing a PDF, it means the size of the PDF. And so there's 11 by 17, or you can pick tabloid 11 by 17, either way, and let this regenerate, and then look the sheet over and see if it, the preview looks pretty much like what you want to have. See, print in color has been unchecked, and I think that's her original intention, is to print in black and white. And this is slow because this plan is so large and contains so many line entities. That's kind of neither here nor there. It just takes what it takes to print properly. Okay, everything looks all right to me. So now I'm going to click on Save as PDF. And again, don't just click Save and OK. Make sure you know where this is going. I don't want it in this folder. This is a completely different project. I have these files. I just downloaded them from HomeTalk. So I'm going to go and put this in downloads where the other two files that I downloaded from HomeTalk is. So we'll save that. My point is, look at these dialogues when they open. Don't just click Save. Don't just click OK. Don't just click Print. Check and make sure that the settings are correct, and that, and in this particular one, that you know where the file is being saved to. Now on my computer, it'll open in Foxit Reader. That's okay. But we'll immediately be able to see if we got a product. When it finishes. It's going to make a really slow opening PDF file because it's so slow and cheap. There's just a lot of line entities in it. Uh-oh. All right. That should have printed the PDF. Let's see if it did. I'm going to go to Downloads and see if the PDF's in there. There it is. Okay. This is probably because the program crashed, and it's because this plan file has so many line entities in it. You could also say, although there are 2D faces, there are 3D faces, and that takes more computing power. And I'm going to delete that PDF because it's corrupted and not usable, and we'll start again. I'm not going to go through those steps again. We'll go to Pro 2018. And yeah, I want to print that. That's fine. It's all kind of expected. Ah, there it is. All right. Now I've already done the checking on this. Her logo file wasn't included in the layout. That's fine. It's on her computer. I don't need it. Now we're going to go File, Print, and just see if we can get this done. I've already done the checking, but I'll do this. I'm going to do this again. Drawing sheet setup, 11 by 17, landscape. You never change the drawing scale. That would be stupid. I mean, if you did it, it would be for a specific purpose, which I'm not going to go into. So the drawing sheet's fine. I've never used that, by the way, so that's, you know, if you use it, it's kind of unusual, in my opinion. Now we'll go to Print, Print. And we got that selected as the printer, save as PDF. Architectural size is wrong. If I'd assumed it was still correct, I'd have wasted time and printed it to 12 by 18 when it's formatted for 11 by 17. So I'm going to click on cancel and see if I can cancel that, just to save time. We'll go over here to, yeah, it didn't cancel. Just a moment. I have to wait for it to catch up. Okay, now I'm going to go and pick tabloid. And something else here. Print in color is unchecked because that's I could tell from her post that she intended to print in black and white. Also, under drawing scale, it's covered up by this dialog here, but you can see that the radio button is to scale. That's an important one. You never assume that that's checked. You squarely look at the dialog and make sure that it's checked. The radio button's in this position, not fit to paper, which ruins the scale, or here, which again would cause you to have, only half the drawing half the size as it was intended. So, like I said, these settings are simple, but they're completely unforgiving. You miss one, and you just wasted your time in ink and paper. Okay, now I'm going to save as PDF. We're going to save to, again, to downloads. And that's the name of the file. Click save, see if it crashes this time. If it crashes, that's a problem in the plan file, not in printing procedure. The plan file, I don't know how large it is in megabytes, but well, we can check that while it's printing. Here's the plan. Now here's the plan file. Let's see what that is. It's not very large. Uh-oh. So this is being caused by a problem in the plan file. This is not print setup. It's not print. The plan file is causing this problem. And it's not too large. It's not unusually large, because it's mainly just 2D CAD. So let me try to print this in X9. I doubt that it'll make any difference. X9 is the big brother of Home Designer Pro. I assume it's not going to make any difference. So I'm going to open that layout, go to downloads, I wonder why I had two there. Oh, okay, I must have downloaded it twice. I don't care about that error message. Yeah, this appears to be, yes, that's the one that I made. Okay, this is just indicating that the her logo file is missing. Now, just for grins, I'm going to double click on this and open it in the plan file and see if I can find something wrong with the plan file. Because I think it's the plan file causing the trouble. And there's so many CAD lines in here. If these aren't properly drawn and connected, that could be causing a problem. And of course, that would be a tedious job indeed to try to it looks like all of these polylines are properly closed. There's so much stuff here, boy, that would be a daunting task to check it all to make sure that it's correct. What are these things over here? I don't know what that is. Perhaps it's trees. I don't know. I don't think it would be septic tanks. I just don't know. It's not clearly annotated, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what this shows. If it's septic or something else. What is that little thing there? Not that. That. Dimension lines. That's a dimension line? Okay. Oh, maybe it is. I didn't notice that this one over here is also selected. Okay, never mind. Well, it probably, there's some errors in here that are causing this to be act like a corrupted file, and I just don't have time in a video to check that. I'm going to try to print this from X9, and we'll just go to straight to print and uncheck print in color. As I don't know why it is, but a 3D program with lots of 2D information in it just seems to be sluggish like this. You might contact tech support and ask them what's what. Even send them a copy of this file and see if they can figure out what the bug is. But this plan file is very buggy and shouldn't be causing this kind of trouble, but it is causing this kind of trouble. So it would be worthwhile to find out what's what about this plan file and layout file. I mean, this is unusual that this takes so long as it is taking long. That indicates that the problem is with the plan file, not the printing process. You can see that the paper size is wrong and the color setting is wrong, but I have to wait for this to process before I can make those changes. Boy, that's kind of depressing. It's so slow. Okay, now I'm going to uncheck update automatically just to save time. Every command is just really slow. Look at that. I got a 6-core computer. It's fast. It's not as fast as possible, but I mean, I built this computer 3 years ago, but it was hot stuff then, and it's still pretty good now. And yet, it's causing all this delay because of the nature of the plan file. It just, I'm sorry, but it just wasn't skillfully drawn. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this trouble with it. If it was carefully and skillfully drawn, it wouldn't act like this. Because the plan file in megabytes is not that large. But there's some errors, drawing errors in it that are causing this delay. Oh my, this is depressing. Okay, see, the paper was set to, okay, we unchecked update automatically. Now we can do print in color, and we'll just update this all at once all the changes are made. Tabloid, and yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to recheck automatically update and let it update. And the reason I want to update, and even though I know it takes a long time, is that's the only way I can be sure that it's actually ready to print. I get a preview over here on the right, and then I can look at the review and see if it looks correct. Otherwise, I'm not going to waste my ink and paper printing something that I haven't had a chance to preview. And if it doesn't print, it doesn't print. I'll end the video, and then your only recourse is to send your plan to tech support and see if they can't help you. Okay, that looks about right. And we'll go over here to downloads. Oh, see, it's 0 bytes, so that was no good. I'm going to delete that. And we'll save this new one. Yeah, we'll overwrite that old file. I mean, we're probably going to crash and get no product, and that's what's going on with this. And so it's a tech support question, not an end user question, because I've done the things necessary to get a product, and it's not getting the product, so the plan file is at fault. And you created the plan file, so it's your responsibility to take care of this. Okay. See, it crashed X9 as well. And so we're not going to get a PDF, or we'll get a PDF over here that's 0 bytes like we've been getting. Yeah, 0 bytes. I guess that's what you're running into. And all I've done is verify that they're what you've already looked at. And I'm terribly sorry, but that's it. Thanks for watching. Sorry I couldn't be of any real help.